GM. Hello everyone. Welcome to our Gaia Engineering Office Hour calls. We stop the music? Yeah, okay, it's gone. Okay. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining our Gaia Engineering Office Hours. So today all of our Dev Rels are here. So me, myself, Meowy, Gaia Dev Rel team, and I've been in the Web3 and space for over 3 years, and I'm super excited to be here and talk about all the exciting and amazing stuff we have been doing. So do you guys go ahead and introduce yourself?
Let Arish go first.
That was
GM folks, I am back with another stream for Gaia. I am Harish, working with Toby and Meowy on the Dev Rel team of Gaia. Excited to share what we have been cooking for the last couple of months. Many updates to share. We may have some quick demos too. You never know where this stream will go. So over to you, Toby. Do your quick intro.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Toby Lover, you newest addition to the Dev Rel team. Excited to be here with my two bosses, Meowy and Harish. So yeah, today we'll be bringing you newest Gaia updates, engineer from the engineering side. We'll also be talking to you about a few other things and some other cook things we've been cooking on in the background to for you to be aware of. Yeah.
Toby himself is a crack dev, so I don't know why he said us, but yeah. All right, let's get right into our agenda. So first, let's go ahead and share our core dev updates. Should I share my screen, or Harish, do you want to share your screen? Okay, going ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Awesome. I will share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, this is our core developer update, most recent one. So on the network side, Harish, do you want to go or should I go? Like,
Sure, I can go. Some quick fixes that we did on the network side for Gaia is we had a login issue. I'm not sure how many of you faced on the GaiaNet.ai problem platform where people were unable to link their MetaMask wallet. We've resolved it permanently. Now you should be able to link your MetaMask wallet and then do whatever you intend to do. For example, purchase a domain, launch your own node, create a snapshot for your text or markdown based knowledge bases, or use Gaia as a developer, apply for the developer free trial and use one of our public nodes to build apps. The second UI change that we have is for the default chat UI interface. If you don't know, when you launch a Gaia node, what you get is a default chat UI interface for you to talk to your node and see how it responds and then maybe make changes, right? Now, with the advent of new types of models where there is reasoning now added to models where you can see how the model is thinking and going about your questions or users' questions. We've added support for the thinking aspect where you can now see the thinking part in the chat UI interface as well, along with the response from the node. And the last one, but not the least one, is for domain operators. If you have purchased a domain or you manage a domain currently, like for example, llama.guy.domains, or you have your own proprietary domain, we've added support for you to add a control over what LLM is required for node operators to contribute inference to your nodes. Those are the three main features that we've launched and many coming soon with respect to the network part of it.
amazing. Now let's go into our node update. So I'm super excited for this one because we have this pre-released kind node like V5. So I've been also looking into it. I have just installed it the other day, and this is super exciting.
Yeah.
But it's on a pre-release. It's not the latest one yet. So we're gonna hold on tight for that after squashing some bugs, I guess. And let's see, and we're gonna link, let's see, we're also supporting some new models like llama 4 scout, quen 3, and like some others which listed over here. And currently also like we are also completed feature is like the initial demo MCP server with Gaia is available. So maybe some exciting things are coming. And also you can test upgrading node version quite easily now. Current ongoing feature is like support keyword search, which is quite important if you're having a lot of conversation with your AI and you kind of want to get into something quickly. So definitely that. So that's quietly that for it for our updates. We're
Yeah.
gonna list out the link in the chat, share the link on the chat soon. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And up next from our agenda is we wanna talk about that on Guyana's side. Let me just share. So there's something exciting always happening, but let's see, what is it? Found it. So we hit over 500K nodes. So
Yes.
Let's go.
yeah, it took us less than 2 weeks to go from 400K to 500K. Like this
Let's
is super
go.
amazing, and we just this is and it keeps growing. It's not stopping
Yeah.
anywhere. So this is something really exciting, and yeah, that's probably it from my side of a small engineering updates and exciting stuff. I would like Toby to take over and talk about some of the exciting stuff he's been doing. So,
Okay, before Toby takes over,
mhm.
Mhm.
Can you quickly share your screen with the Gaia node repo? I want
Gaia,
to
no.
talk, yeah, I
Yep.
want to talk quickly about the new update, new pre-release that we have, and why it is important for everybody to update to
Is it
point.
the is it the node
Same
config
wiki.
repo?
No, no, same. The wiki that you open,
Wiki.
just open that and go to releases.
Okay, I will just do that. We are here. We're
Uh,
on the
go,
wiki.
go to code on the left, on top left,
Okay, code.
and then in the bottom, yeah, go to releases. Plus 42 releases at the right sidebar.
Here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, point 5.0 is almost in pre-release, should be out sometime this week, and we are
Yes.
fully excited to bring this version up to you. And here are some key improvements that we have worked on. One is the asynchronous API server, which means the API server now can process requests asynchronously, allowing you, if you're a builder or if you're a node operator working with Gaia, you could call V1 slash models and V1 slash chat slash completions, which are the most common endpoints that we use to call the LLM in our applications or interfaces that we build, or bots, or even the ELISA framework or any other framework that you're using. So now all of these requests will be asynchronously streamed without waiting for the previous jobs to complete. Earlier, we used to do this non-asynchronously, right? So now it is fully async. And then for domain operators, what we also have is enhanced point calculation system, where we are introducing a new version of the API server that calculates points more accurately and also in a verifiable manner. And this version may have breaking changes, so it is crucial for you to follow some steps that will outline. I will outline to you now, so that you are fully aware of what you're doing. The first step is to back up the important stuff. What are the important stuff in your node? The most important stuff that you have in your Gaia node, which is the GaiaNet folder, has two files. One is nodeid.json, which has your wallet address and the information required for you to enhance your wallet and enhance your node to perform autonomous transactions on chain, or just transfer funds or whatever you want to do with the wallet, right? So node id.json is the first one. Second one is device id.txt, which is the identifier for your machine, right? This is very important because these two link your node to your Gaia account that you have on gaianet.ai. And then the last one is the key store file. This one has no extension like .json or .txt. It's just a string file. I don't know if Meowy can share her Gaianet folder and show how the file looks like, but it's a file without any extension. These three files are essential for you to maintain your node identity. So copy them and keep them in a secure location, right? And you can follow the same step in the future if you want to reinstall the node on a new machine, or you want to replicate the same thing. Let's say you rented a new GPU, or you bought a new machine to run a Gaia node. So
Yeah.
make sure these are very important for you to backup, which is node id.json, device id.txt, and the key store file. These three are super crucial. Right now, if your node version is on 0.4.15 or earlier, first step for you to do is upgrade it to 0.4.28. Now, how do you do that? First step is run Gainet space hyphen version in your terminal. Let me share my screen and show you the process. Hold on. Ignore whatever else I have on my screen while I do this.
No, we'll look into those, all of those.
Damn it. What a very
Also,
cooperative team that I have. Yes, Toby.
yeah, also for the latest release, for those wondering how they can access it, like Arish said, you can just go to the GitHub, follow the instructions there on the releases page, and you can easily get started uh, using the CLI. Let us know if you have any questions or any feedback. Um, you can just scan the QR code at the top to join our builders group, and we'll be there to respond to you and attend. Sorry for cutting.
No, no worries, no worries. Let's see. Hopefully, I don't have anything scandalous. All right. Like you can see my screen now. Let me go to my terminal. Now, first step for you to do is see what your version is, right? So run Gainet hyphen version. You can see mine is already updated to 0.5.0. If you see anything lower than 0.4.15, you should upgrade it to 0.4.28 first. Now, how do you do that? I'm glad you asked. First step is go to docs.gainet.ai, and inside here, go to for a developer section, and under install or uninstall CLI, there is a command for you to install a specific version of the Gaia node, right? Just copy this command and change the version here to 0.4.28, right? And then let it install, and after that, change it to 0.5.0. That's all. Two times you run this curl command, first upgrade it to 0.4.28 and then 0.5.0. That's all. That's all you need to be able to upgrade to the latest version. Once this is in release, you should be able to use the default command for installing to download the latest release. And
Yes.
what else do I have? Do I have anything else? Hold on. Really quickly. Yes, why this upgrade is critical, you ask? Because this version has breaking changes that will improve overall stability and also performance of the network. And upgrading promptly ensures all of us who are running Gaia node can participate fully in the network and maintain more accurate point calculations, which is very important, right? So make sure you upgrade to 0.5.0 ASAP. Over to you, Toby.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Also, maybe later in the week we'll just drop like a simple tutorial to guide you through our process, or maybe if you want to try the pre-release to see how to use it. Yeah. So to dive in, I'm going to be talking about the open source workflows that Gaia currently has and how you can be a part of it. So recently Gaia, the Gaia team has been looking to onboard contributors because the Gaia organization on GitHub has a lot of open source projects that people can contribute to with various skill levels. If you are good at Rust, if you are good with React, or if you write JavaScript, HTML, or if you even write Bash, if you're a Bash scripter, so you can come and contribute. And some of the projects that we put out there to onboard contributors. One of them is the GaiaNet docs. So the GaiaNet docs is open to contributors. Some of the work I've done in the past few days is to make sure that the readmes are well detailed enough, and that there are contributor guidelines within the readmes to help you get started contributing, and how to go from 0 to 100, having the code running on your machine so that you are able to like pick out the parts that actually need contributions and get on them. Also, a lot of the workflows that I've been doing has been around creating more good first issues and for contributors to pick up and so you can like easily figure out some of the ways that you can contribute back to Gaia and gets onboarded as an open source contributor within the Gaia ecosystem. A lot of this will still be coming. I'll be adding more good first issues to help on board. So Gaia Docs is one of the projects. There's also GaiaNet Node, which is the GaiaNet project itself. Gaia- So here you find the nodes that you find a lot of the work on how Gaia operates, like with its compute and the model, running the models and everything within here. So mostly this mostly consists of like the node code for how you are able to use a Gaia node to run models. So you can also contribute because I went through the process of like setting it up, and they documented a lot of the processes here to smoothen the contributor experience, so that anybody can just come on the repo here. Wait, it's like probably a bug. So that anybody can just come on. Yeah, that was a bug. But yeah, this is should work. Okay. Yeah, I'll just fix that. So anybody can come on the repo here and like easily get started contributing. I also walked you through like how you can submit a good feature request and helping you understand the project and where you can actually contribute to. With Awesome Gaia. Awesome Gaia is our resource bank. Uh, Wait 1 second. Let me just circle back a bit to GaiaNet node. So yeah, within the GaiaNet node project, you can actually see how you can easily run it. For example, let's dive in. We have the utils folder, which mostly consists of like the Gaia registry. Here you find a lot of like uh code and how most of these contracts that are used to set up the node, give the node an address, and easily ensure that every node itself has uniqueness and configurations within this part of the utils. A lot of them are also helper functions that are being used within the GaiaNet script to this can also be easily extended on depending on your Rust knowledge to add more features as well. Also the Italy there as well. And down here you can easily see the installation scripts for the node. This is a bash script. You can easily use this also depending on your experience with bash scripting. So you can just go through this, maybe run the programs locally on your machines, see if you run into any errors. Feel free to also provide all this feedback as issues to the repository that we can take a look at and help improve your experience on. Same with on install. Then here is Gaia. Also, it's that walks through like the entire experience of how the Gaia CLI is able to work together with the node itself. So a lot of these operations here are like, oh yeah, so this is how you configure this. This is the configuration for this, installing snapshots, and a lot of operations that are concerned with the collections that your node has. Mostly like the configurations that are able to help your node to work on the Gaia in decentralized network. So you find most of the code here, and it's like easy to like read through and run on your machine. Also, I wrote a lot of these operations, um, a lot of these setup instructions right there in the README. So you can just go through setting it up on your machine, running it and also tweaking things and updating or even changing parts of it to see if you run into any errors or if you think the experience could be better. Yeah, we're also looking for contributors here for to translate this README that I wrote to other languages. So if you're good with Chinese, if you're good with Persian, if you're good with Korean, you can actually come and those are like really good first issues I can get started with. I created those right here, so there's like many of them here already available. Label good first issues. You can just come there and pick them up and start contributing. The,
Mm.
yeah,
Can you go into node config like repo?
yeah, sure, sure.
So now that we have Harish here, I kind of want to ask like most new big question that we always get. So let's like which node to run, and like if they have like a, let's say that small specs computer, which one should they get started with?
All right, I see you put me on the spot. Okay, so okay, here is how I will break down your approach to deciding which node to run. Let's say I have a machine with 8 GB RAM, CPU, no GPU at all. What I would recommend is you run a 1 billion parameter model or less than 1 billion parameter model so that your PC will not die or your machine will not die, right? Because running LLMs is an expensive effort in terms of resources on your machine. Now, let's say you have a M1 MacBook with 16 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM on a MacBook, then I would recommend you run up to 8 billion parameter model, right? And also picking the model depends on what use case. If you want to generate text, my go-to recommendation is use Llama 3.2, and my second order of priority there would be DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 8 billion parameter version. All of these configurations are available in our node configs. Like you can see, you can pick Llama 3.2, or second option is, like I said, DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama, or the last option is Quen 3, which we latest released. And if you want to generate embeddings only and purely embeddings, I would recommend using Gemma 3. Right, Gemma 3 is great with embeddings. Also has a lot of context size that you can leverage when you're generating embeddings. So Gemma 3 is available on our node configs repo and also on our Hugging Face. Right now, if you want to go wild, right, you also have Quen 3, which released just yesterday. You can try that out. It's on our Hugging Face. It has models from zero point 0.6 billion parameter model up to 32 billion parameter model. They are also really good with reasoning and also responses. So these are my choices if it were to be text generation. Now, if you're building something like a coding assistant, let's say you want to have a coding assistant right in your IDE, my recommendation would be to go with Quen 2.5 coder as your first option. Or if you have a larger machine, 32 GB or 64 GB RAM, like an M4 Mini that you have in house, or you have a GPU uh, like NVIDIA 4090, what I would recommend is you run the Codestill model by Mistral. That is also really good in terms of writing or generating code as response. So these two are some of the top use cases that we generally see what people are building. So Codestill by Mistral is your second option. First is Quen 2.5 coder. They have wide variety of parameters in terms of you to be able to pick a right choice. Now, the other question will also be, I have an NVIDIA GPU, but I use Windows, right? We don't natively support Windows yet. What you have to do is install Windows subsystem for Linux first, then install the entire Gaia process, which is 3 steps. Install the CLI, init, and start, and then customize your node, right? But before you do Gaia CLI installation, what you do is install CUDA, right? CUDA is a software that tells Wasm essentially, which is the framework that we use for us to be able to run Gaia on edge devices. What you have to do is you have to install CUDA first. That will detect your GPU. Otherwise, it will run on your CPU on your Windows machine, and it will be very slow. So our guides to installing WSL and also installing Gaia node on Windows are in our docs as well. And like Toby is sharing, this is where you can find a detailed explanation of how you can set up WSL. But those are my guidelines. Very short explanation. You can go to Kobe. You can go to advanced deployment options, and that is where you can see how you could deploy on Windows. Now, if you are somebody who fancies Docker, we also have a Docker image that you can try out. Let me know in our Telegram group right here, somewhere here on top right corner or left corner on your screen. You can come ask us questions if you want to deploy a latest Docker image. I can send you some of the latest Docker images that I've created that you can use to simply deploy a Gaia node on Docker. Now, if you fancy other forms of installation, you can always use AWS, GCP. We have a Nosana integration with a template where you can just do no code deployment also. So there are a bunch of options. All of these are available on Fedor. and also in our docs. So feel free to go through these and pick the right model, right? You don't have to use a 4.2 billion parameter model always, or 672 billion parameter DeepSeek R1 for a small use case of text generation, right? Pick your model and also optimize your knowledge base. Those are my recommendations on how you go about building a Gaia node with a customized knowledge base.
That was super helpful, and that is like a gold mine of knowledge right there. And also, if you wanna know like what
Yeah.
is the joining our Gaia Builders group, it's right above my head, I think. So yeah, but yeah, that is amazing, and we're also gonna share all the links with the associated tweets after the stream ends. So yeah, keep tuned, stay tuned. Do we want to talk about some exciting MCP stuff, Toby?
Yes. So um recently the team worked on something called OpenMCP. Just going to share my screen for that. It launched like last week, right? If I'm not mistaken. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Meowy. So OpenMCP launched, and with OpenMCP, you are able to easily create and set up your own MCP server with like just a few um configurations like a YAML file or something. For example, let me show what I mean. Checking this out, this example for OpenMCP, and I would before I even go that far, you can just go to OpenMCP. Maybe you can share the link on the screen. Yeah, openmcp.app so people can check it out. But I'm doing a simple walkthrough now to show you how to show you what I mean and how you can easily get started. Um, yeah, with OpenMCP, all you have to do is like install it. For example, you run this installation script on your machine URL. Get OpenMCP directly on your machine. You install some packages for OpenMCP, and then you are easily able to set up like an MCP server that runs on your machine with like STDIO. So there's two ways to like run MCP servers. There's STDIO and there's also SSE. So with OpenMCP, you can actually use both because it's part of like the protocol itself, the MCP protocol. So OpenMCP also allows support for both. So you can easily just have a server that you start. So you have to use like Python together with it, and you can start a server easily, like on a pod. You run it, and you're able to like, for example, this open weather map example that they have here on this README. You can easily just run your own server and create a tool for your MCP client. You are able to provide every detail that you need to your tool as needed within code. Maybe you're integrating with an external service or something. You can easily just provide every of those details in like an info JSON file. Also provides more information to your tool and to what operations that tool can run up rather. So yeah, let's dive into this tools.py. So this tools.py sort of shows the operations that is necessary for this fetch weather operation that we're calling directly within our MCP server with OpenMCP. So all you have to do here, you make like an API call, pass the data and return it back in this format so that your LLM within OpenMCP can easily pick that up and use give a command back to your client. This can The team is currently working on a couple of integrations that would allow you to use OpenMCP directly with the Gaia node or within the Gaia node anywhere on your either on your machine or on your server or within your AI agents as well. So yeah, you can feel free to check out openmcp.app and
This is super exciting.
let us know your thoughts. Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, so I can't wait to try it with my own Gaia node, to be honest. So super excited for this. I think like we mostly hit all of our agenda topic today.
Yeah, we did.
That is amazing. So this has been a really nice, quick, and engineering update call. But in the future, we want to jump in and maybe we want to build something cool with our community. So we should
Yeah,
definitely consider that.
yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Sure.
More of our streams would be builder focused, like or maybe or should I say showcase focused, because we'll come live and just show you how you can use Gaia practically, show you why you need Gaia, or how Gaia domains would work in your applications and all those things. Yeah, more deep dives. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, we'll be back with exciting new updates, exciting new like next, I don't know, demo or use case or something we're gonna build live. Maybe we should do something like build with us series soon. I
yeah.
guess.
I think we should. I think this should be the build with us series even. So we give like
Yeah,
engineering updates, then build
and then
something.
build with the series. But yes, this is like a first. We're testing water and getting started. So
Yeah,
yeah, thank you so much for everyone who joined us and saw all the exciting stuff we've been doing. So I'll see you all guys very soon, and we'll be back. Thank you so
yeah.
much for joining. See
Bye
ya.
everyone.
Bye.